we've caught numerous marlin with no bill. So is the observer in the loose swingless triple crown going to say, "Hey, he's got no bill. That's a mutilated fish"? Like, man, we're starting to get into some weird territory here. Or like he's missing a tail fin, or he's missing a pec fin, or like, you can't see that when you're just busting them off on 60-pound leader and he goes jumping off into some other world. Like, you can't see that, but that's still the IGFA rules.
True.
To count as a catch. So.
And how did it start out? Like, what was the origin story?
Too much alcohol.
Really? Okay.
Says if God wanted us to have fiberglass boats, he would have given us fiberglass trees.
It's for fishermen. It's not for taking the wife and the wife's friends.
I think that it's a really, really pretty bit.
And then there was a blur that went by and ended up in the cockpit, as far as if I can remember correctly.
What's up, guys? This is Leo Chapman here from Billfish Group. We're joined today by a previous guest. Wallis is back in the pod. He's joined by Parker. How's it going, gentlemen? We're reporting live from Bermuda.
Doing well. Good to see you.
Awesome. I had the good fortune of fishing with you guys in Big Rock a year ago. It was a lot of fun. It was nice to connect again. You guys had a stellar season, so I think it would be cool to kind of have you guys back on the pod. Seems like you guys are winning left and right. So let's start with, I guess, just the Bahamas season. So when did you guys move to the Bahamas?
We had a good Costa Rica season. I mean, we won a daily there.
That's right.
That started off, it's kind of a slow season for Costa Rica, but went straight to the Bahamas in the other boat, and very first tournament, right? We won the first one. White Marlin Roundup.
White Marlin Roundup, yeah.
Yep, White Marlin Roundup. Yeah, the fishing was really good. I mean,
and you guys had great fishing.
Yeah, it was great fishing. A lot of blue marlins, a lot of white marlins.
What was your best day?
Well, it was probably the day we took skip fishing, right?
Yeah, we took skip fishing.
Oh, that's
that's
awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah, it was.
Catch a blue one and 5 whites, and he was a blast to fish with.
Yeah, the ocean was terrible, and he was a trooper, so that was pretty cool to get to go fishing with Skip.
I mean, he's the OG. I mean, the trooper. If someone's seen it all, it's got to be him.
Yeah, he's smooth in a cockpit still. He knows what's going on. It's pretty cool to watch.
Damn, no, I mean, I was watching my phone go down. I was like, damn, he's better than the DR. It was wild.
Yeah, but we had a lot of good days. I think we got 53 fish there for
27 days of fishing.
27 days of fishing. I mean, that's pretty good Bahamas fishing.
Probably
we lost as many as we caught. I mean,
probably see 60 blue marlin in a month in the Bahamas.
Yeah, the lure fishing will definitely get you. So
and what were you saying? You guys were lure fishing?
I mean, a couple of those tournaments are kill tournaments, so definitely dragging some lures and
got it.
Not gonna get them all. We lost a couple nice ones.
Got it. Let me ask you a question, Ross. I always wonder this. Since the Bahamas is kind of close to the DR, why not just go a little bit further, go to the DR and catch fucking salty fare at 70 blue marlin a day, given conditions are right? Have you considered that at all?
I mean, I think it's a different fishery. I've certainly been there a bunch. We've been with with VJ on Unbelievable. I've been with Eddie on the Ohana. I mean, we've been with quite a few people. Just a different fishery. Those are little fish. I mean, we came back to go to the Bahamas to try to kill one. I mean, we want to catch a big one. We caught a couple this season that we called over 6. Certainly would have liked to hunt one of them up. We were close in Walkers, but I think it's just different. I mean,
different style of fun too. Most of the guys we know in the industry are there in the Bahamas with you, and you're hanging out fishing every day. And I don't know, DR season happens when we're in Costa normal, right?
Yeah, and also in the fall during hunting season. So
it's I see. Yeah, in the summer it's kind of slower over there anyway.
Yeah, and I think DR took a little bit of a hit for COVID. I think a lot of stuff's not open back up, and with the salty fare is definitely we have certainly set the bar high for down there.
Oh man, I mean, right? Where are the DOs guys? I wonder where they are, what they're up to nowadays.
We had a giant day in Moorhead yesterday. I mean, I think a grand slam with 7 or 8 sales or something. I mean,
no way.
They've definitely got it going on for sure. So wherever those guys are at, they're getting them. But I don't know, it's kind of far from home, and we've been in Costa the last 5 years, and went to the Bahamas, and going to do Bermuda this year. So
Gotcha.
Who knows where who knows where we'll go next?
Gotcha. Okay,
Right.
okay. Okay, so you guys went to the Bahamas, crushed it in the White Marlin Roundup. And then which one tournament came after that? Was that custom boat shootout after
We got
that?
second in the
Yeah.
next one. What was the next one?
Next one was the custom production.
Custom production. We got second in that one.
Catch second, and that was a doozy. That last day of that tournament, I mean, it's blowing 40, 50 all day. I would say 40 to 100%. It was the biggest waves we've ever seen, but stuck it out and ended up catching a blue one to keep us on the leaderboard. That was a big deal.
I don't know if it was as rough as that day that everybody sees on.
Yeah, that's was it that bad?
Boat. It was right there. I mean, end of the day, long rigger bite. The rigger just comes right to the chair, snap the rigger. Like, don't know what happened, but we still caught the fish.
Was it the first out of 3 riggers that you guys broke?
That was the
Was that the second one or the first one?
that was the second, and then we took a third out. But we've come to conclusion if the rigger bends, they're normally tight. All 3 fish that broke a rigger we caught, so it was pretty good.
Okay.
We have lots of spares, and everybody's been generous with their part. So
Yeah, everyone's helped out. It's normally amusing to everybody when we're dropping a rigger at night, getting ready to go again, but we're just making it happen day by day.
When did the first one break?
I don't remember when the first one broke, but
First one broke on like day 2 of the Bahamas.
I mean, we're fishing with rings, so you can shag grass. Right
Okay.
on the main line through the clip, so the grass has been terrible.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're using the Ray Rocher clips, and I don't know if they're getting in there kind of sideways. Or something was happening, so we switched back to the blacks clips with the rings, and that's kind of stopped. So
Yeah,
I think it was maybe getting there a little bit crooked and getting in a bind where it couldn't come out of the clip, and you're just sitting there and out of the corner of your eye, thinking outrigger comes to the chair.
yeah.
And you're like, wow.
It's happened every time too, like before we want to go home. So we just keep half a spread out and go for it.
There's been a boat down there which we saw in the Moorhead called the Following Seas, a Green Viking.
Yeah.
Guy's been super nice. He has a whole box of spare parts.
Yeah.
He says he breaks them all the time too. So he gave us some spares and we replaced them. So that was it was awful generous of him. So he definitely helped us out because it's obviously hard to get them down there in the Bahamas, and we didn't see that coming.
Jeez. And how did the second one break?
They've all broke the same way.
Yeah.
Blue Marlin bite. There he is. Oh shit. Okay, we'll deal with it later. Just like kind of look at it and
All 3 that broke, we caught all 3 of them. So
yeah. Two of them broke a rigger once a month. So thought it was like a good job. We were, break a rigger, we were in the meat.
Yeah.
We kept our heads held high. The first one, I think we catch 3 blue ones, and we were 3 for 3 for that day or something. And the last one just went out. He was actually driving that day. Dave was downstairs with us, and he looked, and I was like, Dave, we're having a pretty good day. I think we're all right. We'll fix it tomorrow. But
it's just the top section. I think maybe we can splurge for some new riggers after the season. Yeah, get some little bit thicker ones.
yeah.
Okay. Did you guys see the what's it called? The Gemlux ones?
We have. I don't think they've come out yet.
No? Okay. I saw them, like photos of them. I have no idea if how they
Matt's a personal friend of mine. Yeah, I mean I'm open to everything, but I don't think they've come into production yet. The guy that's built them.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I mean certainly they're not going to break, but they're also carbon fiber, so they can shatter. And once they shatter, it's all over.
Yeah. Huh.
I don't know. I think we just have old outriggers on our boat, and that's what it is.
Yeah, they're just salty riggers.
You guys use the hell out of them.
Yeah.
They're working. Hopefully, knock on some wood. We got enough parts to make it to Bermuda.
Yeah.
Just in case we do it.
Yeah, because you're lure fishing over there too, I imagine. So you gotta. Those riggers are
scared. We're all lure fishing. Throw a couple pitches when we see some, a couple marks or something. We did catch a sailfish yesterday, which evidently There's only been a handful of those ever caught here, so
I saw that.
they follow us around, I guess.
And you whiffed how many whites? I saw your Instagram. You like whiffed a
We
few.
broke a main line, or maybe a cooter or wahoo ate the knot or something, and
I missed one first thing in the morning.
yeah, Parker pulled one off.
Heartbreaker.
Heartbreaker.
Yeah, I was not having a good day. And 20 seconds later, we hook a sail. And then, like, right after we hook a blue one, so everybody pretty much gave it to me all day. There, way to go.
Yeah.
But then old Hugo, I think he missed one out long later that after. Everybody started helping me out, making me look
There we
about
go.
normal.
So, as far as the custom boat show, were you guys pitching bait like after something goes in the teaser, or were you guys just strictly lure fishing?
No, in custom boat, there's no kill fish, so we were just bait
Oh, of
fishing.
course. Okay.
Yeah, just
Gotcha.
4 and 8, just like we fish in Costa Rica.
Gotcha.
But,
Okay.
teaser fishing with 2 dredges and 2 teasers.
Got it. And
That
how did it
tournament was a
go?
little different.
Yeah, how was
That
the custom-
tournament's just a little different.
Mhm.
That's really the only all release tournament there. So,
Yeah, we pulled cockpit teasers where our lures would be, without hooks in them, and we had 2 guys teasing, but mostly we were just picking them off on ballyhoos when we marked
which
them.
was the second tournament? Custom production.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a custom boat. Yeah, we DQ'd a fish in the custom
Okay.
boat. Just that was the other thing I was talking about. Like that was just kind of a bad deal, I think.
What
like,
happened
not
there?
not having the GoPro set up on the bridge, and nowadays everything is all cameras, and just counting on your crew to get I hooked the fish on the pitch. I don't know if he was gut hooked or where he was hooked at, but he came up on the surface windshield wiping, and Dave backed right over to him. 4 guys in the cockpit, and nobody got the camera out. I reeled over down the leader and pushed it up to full, thinking everybody had the video of it. Windshield wipe on the surface, and pitch bait tuna came out of its mouth, and everybody's like looking at each other, and like nobody had a phone out in time. So
yeah, it was like a 25-second boom release. Fish was gone. Everyone's like, anybody got the film?
that's like today's fishing. You gotta. It's all about the cameras.
Yeah. And that wasn't the
Kind of
custom boat shootout?
That's the first one I've ever DQ'd in my 20 years of fishing. Kind of sucked, but that's what it is.
And that was
That was on day 1, so it kind of just kind of set the tone for that tournament. It was
Would it have made a difference? Like when you look at your other scores?
no, I mean just morale wise. I mean,
Yeah, of
you did it on
course.
the first day, and then
Yeah.
we hooked 4 that day and caught 2, and I had one that just went straight to the bottom, took me on the backing, and 400 yards of line off, and just comes off on a pitch like that. That never happened. It was just
Mhm.
Yeah, after something like that, definitely your energy.
you just have tournaments that aren't meant to be yours. So
Yeah.
that's what it is.
It's funny how that goes, huh? Even as an angler too, you'll notice that like just certain days, everything just kind of goes your way. And it's like, oh, I could do anything. You know what I mean? And the other days
Yeah.
it's like I can't function. You can't, nothing works in your favor.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely peaks and valleys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
peaks and valleys.
Okay. And what is that one of your favorite tournaments? The custom boat shootout? And a lot of people love that tournament overall else. Would you guys agree?
Yeah, I mean Skip does an awesome job on that one. Yeah, the venue's great, and it's kind of a little bit later when the weather's a little bit better and fishing's good, and yeah, I mean it's definitely a fun tournament. There's 50 or 60 of the best boats in the world there, so yeah, I mean you get lucky in that one. Yeah, you've done some. So
Yeah, and everybody's right there in that one marina, so it feels real competitive. You see everybody
Yeah.
every night. And fishing other tournaments, there's always boats kind of scattered, and that one's right there. You got to see everybody, see what everybody catches every night. A lot of competition. It feels good to fish it just because it's like a heritage tournament.
I've never fished out of there. Is the fishing kind of all concentrated in one area, or is it spread out?
it's pretty spread out. You get 50 miles from the marina. There's a couple little just points, kind of like here, you're fishing some bottom, but and also some stuff offshore. But yeah, I mean, it's can just take the rabbit out of the hat as sonar fishing. So
Yeah,
you gotta be the guy that's shined on that day. I mean,
got it. Yeah.
gotta drive over the marks and get the bites.
Hmm.
I think the fishing's better in the Bahamas personally because everybody's got sonars now, but it wasn't always
you
like
think
that.
so? You think that the reason why everyone's having a great season this year is because the sonar, not because some miraculous current or something?
My personal opinion is because everybody has a sonar. Maybe it could be a combination, but it definitely doesn't hurt. I mean,
No.
everybody knows how to use these things now, and it's a game changer. I mean, it's the game changer here. It's been a game changer for us in the Bahamas. I mean, a lot of our big fish have been, I would say probably 70% of our bites this year were sonar marked. So
You know they're coming.
yeah, you get ready, throw your pitch if it looks like a little mark. If not, just wait, hang on. Hope you get bit.
And is Dave just manages it on its own in the bridge?
For the most part, yeah. I mean, I think in the Bahamas, yeah, you don't need somebody to run it full time like Costa Rica, where you're getting stuff all day long. So yeah, I mean, kind of just the blue marlin are kind of in that little zone where they live, and you kind of do it on its own, or just have somebody out there to help look at it.
And a lot of people are hooking them. Your percentage is better. I mean, if you can tell a guy, hey, you're about to get bit, most likely he's probably going to be ready. You know, before it was like, wham, flatline. What is it? You know, but now it's like, hey, got a mark. Everyone definitely pay attention. We're all holding rods, but like, okay, everyone's eyes are focused. You got 6, 7 guys looking. You're going to see him before he gets you, most likely.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, 100%. If you know you're going to get a bite or have a possibility of getting it, the odds of you hooking it are going to go up. So your numbers are getting higher every year, especially with like a cockpit of guys that can hook real good. I mean, hey guys, be ready. Your guys are coming tight about every time if it's their day, you know, and they're hot. It's special.
What's a good sonar story? I think everyone has like a good sonar story where they follow a fish for like 15 minutes. Do you guys have one of those?
We were I guess we kind of have one. We ran 8 miles this year to a guy that had a pot of orcas. So we marked those and we chased them around for about an hour, which was the first ones we've ever seen.
Yeah, we couldn't see them when we got there, and Dave said, I think I'm marking them, and then boom, like 12 of them popped up.
I saw
They're out there eating the yellowfins off Marsh Harbor, and that was pretty cool. Yeah, it was sick.
Well, as far as a sonar story, I don't know. The biggest one that we lost this year at the Walker's tournament was not even a sonar mark, just you don't know.
Snuck by.
Yeah, like you don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. We don't have any like crazy ones like, oh, it's going to be the biggest thing in the world. Just
Not a Duffy story. I heard that was he knew that was a big one coming. So
which one is that?
I think John's fishing Ocean City. I mean, just in our little circle, we just heard he knew that was a big one, or it'd be a big bite. Which down here in Bermuda, you can definitely see that some of the marks are definitely bigger than other ones, which is cool.
I could definitely imagine Captain going crazy up there. They marked a donkey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Bree yesterday caught a 400 and over 6 double. So that was pretty cool. Heard somebody caught 800 today. I don't know. Really? Tomorrow's going to be interesting.
Who's there right now?
There's lots of boats here. Lunatico and Real Steel and Builder's Choice. Everybody.
El Cazador, you know, a lot of really high-end heavy tackle fishermen. You know, mostly your guys from the East Coast that are wanting to chase big ones. They're here. It's like a small niche of boats, but everyone here is good competition. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, the Triple Crown starts tomorrow in the World Cup, so pretty excited. Never fished it before, so I'm pretty excited.
Okay, is this the first time you having your own boat there, Wallis?
Yeah, I think a whole crew, first time on the island.
Yeah,
beautiful here.
What do you think, Parker?
Man, we pulled in the dark because we made it in good time coming from Moorhead, and Pete on the Sea Striker told us on the dock that night when we all pulled in. We rode together side by side. He said, y'all haven't seen nothing yet. Wait till the sun comes up, because, you know, the island's dark. We're just looking at land. You can see some lights. That next morning, it was, you would never have thought Bermuda looked like that. I mean, the inside bay kind of looks like if someone's ever been to BC area, British Columbia, like it's just little islands in the middle. You can go anywhere to the other side of town by boat. Everyone rides around on boat. It's crazy. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty neat.
And all the structures, like even the house we're in, they're old school, like European kind of, I guess, just good architecture, and all the roofs are white so they don't get hot. Pretty smart. But yeah, I love it. Trees everywhere. I mean, green, just when you're looking at the island, it's pretty while you're fishing.
Huh.
Food's been killer everywhere we've gone, service, people.
We've had a lot of bites for the more days than we fished, a lot of bites.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I heard it's expensive or no?
It's expensive, but I
Yeah.
mean, you just gotta throw it in the loop. I mean, you've been to Cabo. It's like,
Yep.
it's Cabo expensive. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is.
A friend of mine the other day told me fun is expensive.
Yeah. Having fun's expensive.
Yeah, we got little
Yeah.
litters in our boat, so we figure we're saving it by
How was the whole refit of that boat like? Did you guys have to do a lot to it?
we did. That was the old point runner, so Cubic's old boat. We new motors, new paint, new covering boards, new deck, new
New engine room, whole engine room.
whole engine room's been done, new interiors. It's a cool boat. We all love it. So
Okay.
like when it came time to maybe leave Costa Rica, we decided that was going to be our boat. Thing fishes great. There's no white water.
Roomy.
Backs around, yeah, it's a little charter boat. Thing's huge, so we can fish with 12 people. And
Yeah, there's enough couch and floor, everybody lay down on the run out, and enough bunks downstairs for me and Wallis. If it's just a boys trip, we all can stay on her. Like it's a good boat, easy to take care of too, which is huge as
Yeah.
much as we fish.
if you beat something up, yeah, we'll fix it later. Just not like it's not like one of these new giant mega or super yachts where something's breaking every day. Like it's just a fishing boat, so it's fun to go fishing on a fishing boat again. We had, the Paul Man was awesome, but it was just a lot of systems, a lot of fuel, a lot of
work.
work, just a lot of work for the crew, keeping everything going and looking
ACs,
good.
freezers, that stuff takes time. This boat has 2 ACs, and it's just meant to fish every day,
Mhm.
just
Wow.
kind of more of our crowd. We're just laid back, go fishing.
Why was that the main reason why you sold the Paul Man? You just kind of wanted something more simple.
We spent 5 seasons in Costa Rica and just thought, hey, it's probably time to go do something different. Maybe spend 2 seasons in the Bahamas. You got a place at Baker's Bay, and want to go to Bermuda and maybe try to fish for a killfish. So, you're not going to get that in Costa Rica. And it's been slow in Costa Rica for a couple of years. So
That's true.
we're gonna go back in January and spend the season there.
With
take it from there.
with the point runner boat, with the good
Yeah, pretty excited about that boat to be there.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because it'll still cruise 28 knots, 28 and a half, push it up there for the tournament days. So it's a really good fishing boat. So
That'll do good there with the clean prop wash.
yeah,
Yeah, we'll have fun for sure.
just hopefully we get a season where it's not 50 miles to the fence every single day. I mean, that's kind of been the last 2 years. I think it's just kind of stressed a lot of people out, just running as far as you can go to find something and not finding nothing. But
I heard they were going out of boundaries in the practice days to find like a good pot of fish, but then obviously when tournament starts, you can't do that.
yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, the last couple of years it's sucked. I mean,
Yeah. I
Just
mean, there's guys
call a
fun
spade a
fishing.
spade. It sucked.
There's guys fun fishing running 90 miles,
Wow.
down there to the southern where the water is. And I mean, yeah, you'll have a big day or something, but that's kind of crazy. You think about running 90 miles, you talking about the White Marlin Open normally,
Yeah.
you wouldn't think it'd be right there all the time, but it is what it is. Hopefully they chew for us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, so let's go back to the timeline. So, you guys left Bahamas, went for Morehead City.
Went to Big Rock.
You guys went straight there, and then at KWA, you guys won that. What was that like?
Got lucky and won that. 262 boats. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. That was a big day. I mean, to do that and in front of that many people, that's a special thing,
Got a couple blue ones, and then we needed some tiebreaker. And I don't know how thick the weed was, but It was as thick as I've ever seen it.
Really?
Like,
That bad?
I mean, pop your flat line out every 30 seconds,
Yell and bite.
and just whatever reason, we hooked the sail off the flat, and it was like came up jumping. I'm like, grass. So
Yeah,
we got that one, and it was pretty cool.
we didn't even know the tiebreaker was on a mahi, and we had a pretty good one in the box. Benefited out, and on the way home, everyone was like, "Well, the mahi could have probably done it," and we had no clue. But thank God for the sale, you know.
Yeah, we didn't know the mahi would have broke the tie. So that
Oh, that counts in that tournament. So if you have a mahi,
Yeah.
oh really? Huh.
Which was cool. Which we ended up with, I think, third place mahi overall.
Oh
Thought
yeah.
that one, yeah, that fish jumped early in the day, and we were all like, "Holy cow, could be one." But yeah, the ocean was slick calm for everybody, so that was really cool, you know.
Okay.
And then they turned the air machine on for Monday morning.
what a week! That was a nightmare.
I still got salt in my eyes.
Was it Tuesday? So then we won the Kelly Wagner, and then Tuesday we won the daily.
Tuesday we win the daily go
Well, 3 blue ones.
3 for 3 that day,
So that was cool.
and that was a long run that morning. It was rough.
Never saw another fish the rest of the week.
Yeah.
Not Monday, Friday, or Saturday.
Yeah,
Never had another bite.
yeah,
That's more Red Sea for you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Big rough music festival is what we call it. You were there. You know exactly.
I know
You rode with
exactly
us.
how it is.
You know how it is. Could be
We-
your day.
we
Couldn't
caught-
be.
I fished on the one day with you guys in the hit and run. I mean, we didn't see a thing when we went on your boat, and on hit and run over
Yeah,
2 days,
no,
and we caught
it's-
1 blue, 1 white, 1 blue or what? I think it's a blue marlin. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure the people want to hear about the controversy. I mean, I'm happy to dive
Yeah.
into
So
that.
what do you think about that?
I mean, I think that they made the only decision they could make based on the rules. The rules are in the rules that says that a mutilated fish is disqualified 100%. They made the right call. They had no other choice. But I also think for the big rock, that's also the only IGFA rule they follow. Like, you can pass the rod off 19 times, and like, it's just not a real strict tournament, in my opinion. So, and I don't know where they take it from here, but I think the IGFA has to make a rule because they're not regulating sharks. And we know sharks are a problem. The people are getting bit by sharks. Nobody wants to talk about it. The sharks are a problem. I think the next week in the tuna tournament in Virginia Beach, a shark ate the winning tuna there. So it's like
Yeah.
we got to figure something out. We can't just we can't start DQing all the fish.
Mhm.
I don't know if the fish died in the first 30 minutes, or I don't know if it died when they put the gaff in it, but those guys caught a 625-pound blue marlin, and the other guys caught a 470-pound blue marlin. So in my mind, the guys that caught the 600-pounder should have won.
Yeah.
And it didn't go that way. And I understand why the tournament had to make that decision legally, but they fought that fish for 6 hours. So it's just hard for me to get my head around the fact that the wounds on that fish killed that fish. And like I said, I made a post on my Instagram. I said, we've caught numerous marlin with no bill. So is the observer in the loose swingless triple crown going to say, hey, he's got no bill, that's a mutilated fish? Like, man, we're starting to get into some weird territory here. Or like, he's missing a tail fin, or he's missing a pec fin, or like, you can't see that when you're just busting them off on 60-pound leader and he goes jumping off into some other world. Like, you can't see that, but that's still the IGFA rules
True.
to count as a catch. So it's hard to, we're going down a rabbit hole.
Do you think a lot of it?
I definitely caught one in the Triple Crown that didn't have a bill. So
Yeah.
I mean,
we caught a
3 or
big
4
one
years
in-
ago, like,
we
I
caught
don't
a
know,
big
is that
one
a
in
mute?
combo, no face, just a bottom jaw.
is that a mutilated fish, or is that I don't know the answer to
retarded cousin?
that. Yeah, I agree with you. Like, but
Yeah, genetics.
we don't want to start DQing everything that doesn't have. They made the call they had to make, but I think needs to be looked at. I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah, I do.
Unfortunate for the guys that caught it.
Been a big payout.
Kidding. I mean, you guys know what that means. That's life-changing money for people.
We lost one on the leader. We know.
I remember
Yeah.
exactly what I'm saying. You guys lost one exactly. But I wonder what the right way is to kind of handle the situations. What do you guys think? You guys think they should just kind of honor GFA rules and just all the way? You know what I mean? So no rod handing and all that stuff.
I personally don't agree with that. My only reason is this tournament we're fishing tomorrow is all IGFA, which whatever, we're fishing for $1,000 or whatever. No problem, but I think like to get more people in the sport, you gotta be able to pass the rod off. Like my son's 12 years old. We went to Walkers and it was always a pass the rod off the very first year of the Walkers tournament. In the first year they changed it, the captain's name, nope, all GFA. So he went over there with me. There's no way a 10-year-old kid can pick up a 130 or an 80 wide and get in the chair, but you know, I feel like get women in the sport or maybe some of these older owners. An older owner can't pick up a 130 and go get in the chair. Some of them. So I just feel like maybe they don't all need to be IJFA rules. And the Big Rock has certainly gone so far away from that, it's not even funny.
My thought process on that is that when you're doing like a Los Sueños tournament, it's all scale because it's release, it's amounts. That's when IJFA rules really come into play because that's what it's all about. It's about quantities, right? But if you're catching the biggest fish and that's kind of what you're going for, at least then I guess an exception can be made, right? Because if you're catching a freaking Naira Pablo on a lure on a 130, does it really matter who grabbed the rod from the rod hole? You know what I mean?
Oh, it's hard to transfer it.
Especially on some of them days you're fishing, like picking up a 130 and as rough it is, like that's a pain. And especially trying to get it to the chair. I mean, as a mate standpoint, you want to bring the rod to somebody.
Yeah.
Okay, get in the chair. You're ready. Here you go. Get clipped in. And then, picking it up, and we have some really good anglers on our boat and everybody can do it, but still on the other hand, like even clipping your harness in sometimes is a difficulty.
If you think that everybody wants to fish IJFA rules, and I'm gonna catch some heat for this. You go to the Los Sueños Triple Crown Women's Tournament, there's 12 boats that fish it. There's 12 boats. And it's free. And they pay money for it. You go the month before or the month to February to the Pescadora and Capos, 50 boats, and if you don't sign up within the first 2 weeks, you're not getting in. So why is there 50 boats that's 250 women fighting to get in the Pescadora to go have a good time, or they can go fish the 12 boats in the Triple Crown for late angling. Like we have to be able to bring new anglers into the sport, or the sport's gonna die. Like we can't just have the elite of the elite. Just like you got to be able to. I just think that sometimes we get a little bit carried away with the rules, not necessarily the Big Rock rule, but the IJFA rules where nobody else can touch a rod, and especially with the kids and women. Like you can't be competitive in a tournament going by IGFA rules because everybody's too good nowadays. All these boats there's super good anglers, super good captains. We got to be able to help these people out to get in the chair, hook a fish, and let them have a good time. Because when we're done, there's got to be somebody else to go fill our shoes. And I think people lose track of that sometimes.
How would you structure it? Right? Would you say like one, I guess, call it solution that comes to mind is that as soon as, for example, even the Big Rock, right? Let's just say you do the release division. You could say that for a release division, they follow IGFA rules because that's what it's about. It's about numbers, it's about quantity, it's about hooking and angling and all those things. But then you can make the argument that for a killfish division, then that's a little bit out of the door because that's when actual angling is a little bit about, well, I'm like actually for that. But like, I guess actual like hooking the fish is as important when you're doing a 130 pound on a lure,
I don't know. I feel like on the 130, like the hard part is trying to kill
Yeah.
I've determined that that's pretty hard because we're not very good at it.
Yeah.
Get them to the, yeah.
We
But,
just like looking at them.
one thing is like, yeah, I mean, you gotta,
I kind of agree with everything he's saying. You know, I've fished for 4 owners in life that there's no way they could get a rod to the chair without me bringing it to them. And I've fished angler tournaments with the same owner, and he didn't even get to hold a rod in a tournament he was paying for because he wasn't at the ability to do that, you know. But he still loved the whole tournament and sat on the mezzanine or whatever. But if I could have handed him a rod, he would have stood up and reeled it, you know, type of thing. So it takes some people out, you know. A big rock tournament like that has a couple hundred boats because of that reason. There's owners that are like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I love my boat and I love having fun, and they'll reel in anything you give them, type of thing. But
I was at a tournament in the Bahamas this year, sat next to a guy, Park all last. Shouldn't even tell the story. But he walked and sat down, had no clue who I was. I had no clue who he was. And he started talking to the guy next to me and just said, man, you wouldn't believe, what did he say? My owner missed 4 fish, this and that. I can't believe this. And the guy just needs to not, or something to that extent. I'm like, I got mad, smarted off to him. I'm like, the owners are the people that employ all these guys. Like, I think sometimes, what I asked you about earlier, like sometimes we lose focus about what this is all about. It's about having a good time. The owners are what makes it all happen for the crew. I mean, they're supporting your livelihood. And we've won lots of money this year. We've had a great season. The only people that are coming out ahead is the crew. Like the money that I win, it's just rolled back into the next tournament. We just keep going. Like unless you win the Big Rock or Ocean City, you're not coming out ahead. Like you can win all the tournaments in the Bahamas and not win enough money to pay for anything. I mean, you know, you're winning a little bit of money, but I think just sometimes like we lose focus of what all this is about. Sometimes the crew and the captains just need to realize that this is for the owners' fun, and maybe we don't have to harp on everybody. I don't know the right word.
yeah, you can't rag on the man that brought you to somewhere, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You would never be in the position running the boat if he didn't own it. So
I see a lot more of that happening here lately. There's a lot of new teams involved in this, and
What are your thoughts on that? What do you think about all the new programs? Because I would say that perhaps this is kind of more of a novice, not a novice, but like a new development that's going on. What you guys are talking about. Would you say it's because of the sudden influx of so many new programs coming out?
yeah, I mean, I think that the economy is great and everybody's buying boats, but I also think that all these new programs just we all just got to get along. Like, don't need to come in and think that because you win a tournament. I mean, when I study sports, I study coaches. I mean, it's like the Bulls or the Lakers. It all goes like this. It comes in peaks and valleys. Like nobody's going to be the best forever. Like it doesn't happen. There's so many good fishermen out there. I mean, you go to the custom boat shootout or Bermuda or more Chile, it's like we're just happy to be a part of it.
yeah,
I mean, there's so many good people. I mean, it would take a whole podcast to list how good these guys are.
Yeah.
And it's just like some of these new guys, they just want to come in and then just everybody wants to argue, and
I enjoy it.
we're just like we're a small group of people that everybody just needs to realize that we're all here for the same reason, and we're doing this for fun. Like we're doing this for the owners' fun, trying to take care of the owners' friends, the captains and the mates and the crew. We gotta sometimes we lose focus about that, of what it's all about.
You know, I hear a lot of guys on the dock, crew members, friends, they'll just start complaining about simple things on their boat. And I mean, our boat especially, we're kind of like big on energy. If you're not smiling, you probably shouldn't be here, type of thing. And Like I've told a couple of my friends, be like, hey man, if it's that bad, all you gotta do is make a decision to change, but still look where we are type of thing. Like, hey, you saw 4 blue marlin today. It doesn't sound like it was a bad day. You just
Yeah.
didn't catch any of them, you
Yeah.
know? Like it happens to everybody.
Mhm.
So energy's key. If nobody's having fun, doesn't matter how many times you win. You know, you got to have a good time. Win or lose, having a good time,
Mhm.
you're probably going to do it again. You have a bad time at Big Rock and then have bad fishing. Majority of the time, your boss is, I'm never coming back, you know,
Mhm.
or anywhere you go. If, oh, we didn't win anything, but man, that was a nice place, having a good time. Let's go try again.
Yeah.
And if you got that energy, maybe one time when you show up, it's going to be your day.
Yeah.
That's what we try to do. We try to be positive and have a good time. And
Yeah.
get lucky, get lucky.
Did you guys have some people who were kind of talking shit or giving out negative energy to you guys when you guys won some of these tournaments recently?
It's every single day, man.
Every single one.
Yeah. I mean,
I know we're not.
my own
we
brother
don't-
hasn't texted me good job yet, but I know he loves me.
I mean, you know how it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Everybody hates a winner. Not that we've been winning a lot, but you know how it is. I mean,
Mhm.
it's just,
Yeah.
I wish everybody would be more as a group. And it's such a small community. So,
Mhm.
You see the same faces every month.
yeah, we got to see the
Literally
same people.
everywhere
Yeah.
you go, it's the same people.
Yeah, like even if like some of your friends or owners are their boat's not even there, you'll turn around. Oh yeah, I flew in. I'm riding with these guys. You're like,
Yeah.
okay, there's another stud on that boat or something like that. You know?
Yeah. It's,
Like-
you know who comes to mind when you say that? Jesse. I feel like Jesse's like at every single tournament at every single place.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he just got here. First night
Yeah.
he pulled in. Parker, what are you doing? You know, like it's fun.
Yeah, they had a big
Yeah.
day. They caught 3 blues and a white. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Wow.
First day they fished too. I think they just
Yep.
got here, got cleaned up yesterday. I mean,
Wow.
they have a great crowd on that boat. His whole dock over there, PWs, and we're sitting at Bermuda Yacht Club. I mean, it's swimming distance from each other's boats if
Yeah.
you want to. And all of us crew members go out and hang
and
out.
like I told you, 90% of it's all good. It's just feels like everywhere you go, there's just a little bit of something that
Mm.
just
Yeah.
ruins it for everybody.
Yeah, you'll hear somebody say something and then everybody walk away from the bar type of deal.
I'm sure that's in
Yeah.
any walk of life, but it's just like we're doing this for fun. We're so
Mhm.
fortunate to get to go blue marlin fishing or whatever we're fishing for. But man, it should be fun for everybody.
Yeah.
Just aggravates me when it's not.
Is it would you say that equates to people being a little bit inexperienced? Because one could even argue that like when you've done it all and you've seen a lot of it and you've kind of been around and you've missed a lot of blue marlin, all of a sudden it starts to matter less.
Oh, for sure. I mean, you take the 10% of the crews that have been around the sport forever. Nobody cares. I mean, like,
Yeah.
you have a good day, you have a bad day.
Yeah.
Captains are all texting.
You're not doing this every day because you don't want to type of thing.
Mhm.
Like I want to go every day. And most of your guys in the industry are that way. Like there's, gentlemen still running boats at 60 years old because they're mad at catching them.
Baba Carter
Like-
loves it.
There's a bunch of them here.
Yeah, there's a bunch of studs here. I mean, Bolt Holson's one of them on the
Yeah,
sea tour. That man will
right.
go fishing every single day of the week. We talked to him at the fuel dock 2 days ago,
Really?
smiling as hard as he can. Like, then you'll see a guy my age and be like, oh man, will this happen? It's like,
Yeah.
well, we're still here. Did you get fired? No, okay, we're probably all right,
Yeah,
But
make good
energy's
point.
the whole thing. And like the dock we're at right here in Bermuda, I mean, energy on the dock's a trip. Everybody's nice as can be, and everybody's from different places.
Mhm.
But that guy? Oh man, we could drink together, like
Yeah.
for sure. It's enjoying.
Where would you say has the best energy in both your opinions?
What's that?
Where would you say has the best energy?
Where?
Yeah.
I would say here so far.
Yeah, there's.
I think when you're
Yeah?
fishing for one bite, it takes a lot of the skill. Not doesn't take the skill out of it, but it just takes a lot of the. Hey, I got a better stack deck than you
Yeah.
have.
And I mean, there's 36 boats here, maybe 40. At the Big Rock, there's 200, close to 300 boats. I mean, you're not talking to everybody here. You know, you go probably to one of these tournament parties, you could see all 30 crews and say, how you doing, you know?
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Yeah, but as far as energy, I think like Costa Rica, you got 5 anglers in every cockpit. Everybody's thinking they're better than the rest of them, which they probably all are. But here it's like we're fishing for one bite. Once we get the bite, then the hard work starts.
Yeah.
So it's like nobody's like, oh, I'm gonna go do something different than you tomorrow. No, we just gotta drive over top of it and get lucky.
Yeah. And everywhere you go is kind of clicky, you know?
Yeah.
Couple guys talk, couple guys don't. But so far, everywhere we've gone this year, everyone's been pretty polite, you know?
Yeah, the Bahamas were great. And
The Bahamas
Yeah.
are awesome. We got to see some new places in the Bahamas this year. We went to the new Sea Spray Marina, and Hopetown was great. Everyone at that dock was awesome. And then we moved over to Baker's. Everybody kind of said Baker's was super private and quiet. I mean, everyone there was super nice. It was awesome, you know?
Mhm.
So Walker's was a good time this year. The dock energy at Walker's was pretty cool to see. Everyone has to stay on their boat, you know? So every night it was just full of everybody in their cockpits, eating stone crab, having cocktails.
Mhm.
Who's gonna blow up their speakers, you know? Like, it was fun.
Parker was
Awesome.
the dock master.
I don't know about that.
Oh, really?
The first night we might have put on a show. I think we played through. But that's normal. You gotta have fun. We went through a big storm that day and caught a big one, so we were all having a good time.
Life is to be lived. You gotta celebrate, you know.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Hey.
exactly.
You can't take it too seriously.
No, for sure not.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I mean, another big energy place, probably I'd agree with Costa. Everyone's super
Yeah.
serious, but at the end of it,
The
People are pretty nice.
that hookup bar gets lit.
It's fun. Yeah, COVID kind of killed a lot of it, but it'll get
Oh,
back
yeah?
rolling. It was fun this year. It was actually
it
Back
looked like the
fire.
country was back this year for sure.
Hmm.
And the Pescador tournament, that's another real lively tournament.
I haven't been to that
But-
one yet. That's a good one.
I think Costa just needs a good fishing season. It's been a little tough the last 2
Yeah.
years. So.
Yeah. I remember back in the day when like Tar Heel and Agitator were doing it, it was like 40 sales a day at least.
Unbelievable, huh?
Yeah.
That was like the first year we got there, and it was really good. But it's been slow. I think the fat season's been slow too, but maybe it'll pick up.
Okay. Well, in closing, let's end with the Starlink thing. I wanted to kind of pick your brain about. So, you guys were one of the first. Explain me the trajectory of the Starlink revolution, I guess, because you guys were early on it with having it on the Paul, man.
Yeah, we actually got it when we were in Cabo.
Mhm.
It game changer. We got in before they made everybody get the marine version. So
That was the
that was pretty
RV
cool.
one, right? You guys had?
yeah,
Yeah, it looked like Wally on the bow.
Yeah.
we still have the same antenna, but we switched to marine version. But yeah, I heard a captain in Los Sueños. I won't say his name because he's a buddy of mine. But
Oh, he's the
He
one who
said-
started this all?
no, he just said
Oh.
on tournament days he was going to change the password because everybody was on their phone all day on Facebook and Instagram. He's like, my people can't be on the phone. So that's the only problem. But it's actually nice. You can make phone calls and emails and work and do
Of course.
stuff that we could never do before.
Who started the whole thing? Who was the first boat that had it?
I have no idea. I mean, it had to be somebody in Costa Rica or Cabo. I mean,
Yeah.
we were pretty quick with it. I mean, had the wire out the bridge down the house on the thing, and it was pretty nice.
Yeah, especially sitting on anchor up there, like not being able to speak to anybody doing a 10-day trip or just kind of disappearing. That's a long time for a person.
Yeah.
So
We
it
were-
kind of helped out.
We were watching the football games, the playoff games,
Yeah.
in Yellowstone on the Starlink, streaming it through this laptop. Just right through. I mean, it was unbelievable.
Sitting on Mag.
Sitting in Mag Bay, just watching football in Yellowstone. You would never think that'd be possible.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
It's been used in different ways, have a slow day, just pick up the phone. It's kind of cool as a mate. You can text another cockpit.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
It's definitely revolutionized the communication between the captains because there's
Oh
just
yeah.
calling and texting. Now there's no, you don't have the Iridiums and the Garmin, so that makes
Yeah.
it nice. Yeah.
So
Radio's
I-
quiet. The
Yeah,
radio's
right.
quiet nowadays, you know.
So I fished on the Betsy on that Eastman Spencer, and the owner is like, dude's like ADHD workaholic, next level stuff.
Yeah.
He's got 4 phones on that boat. So he's got a phone in his bedroom, phone in the gym, a phone in the living room, and a phone in the bridge. And like it's like traditional phones. Like you have like the thing that goes in.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's like the old school phones. It's hilarious, and it rings in all 4 locations. So if he's like
That's fine.
in the bridge, you could just, and the actual the helm chairs has like the phone thing in it. Like it's insane.
That's fine.
That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
And Starlink came, and now I can throw those away.
Yeah.
Definitely a game changer. FaceTime your buddy on a different boat. Like,
Yeah.
we were FaceTiming Jesse and we had the big one on the Bahamas. It was pretty cool.
Yeah,
You know-
shoot, it was slow on that third leg. We were FaceTime Jesse. He was on the sugary. We were sending videos back and forth. Who could drink a beer? Like it was. It takes out some time of the day when it's slow for sure.
Yeah.
You know, I've had my dad call me before, and he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm marlin fishing, Dad." And he's like, "How are you on the phone?" And he didn't understand it yet, and I was like, "Times have changed.
Yeah.
Like, times have changed." You know.
It's funny. I was at dinner one time, and I was with Ryan, who does the Walker stuff, and a third person. He asked Ryan, like, "What's Starlink?" And he goes, "It's Elon's internet." I'm like, that's one way to see it. It's Elon's internet. So
Yeah.
thank God for Elon's internet.
Yeah.
It's strong anywhere you go.
Definitely makes life easier.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's close this thing up. I know you guys have a captain's meeting to go to. Thanks for hopping on. And best of luck tomorrow.
All right, cool. Maybe we'll send you a picture of a big dead one tomorrow. Or
Catch a
something.
big
Yeah.
FaceTime me on Starlink.
All right.
All right.
Good.
Cool.
Peace out. Nice
See you,
catching up.
brother.
All right, see you.
Peace out.
Thanks.
Bye.